What is up, my fellow hip hop heads and music lovers in general? My name is G Benz, and welcome back to my channel where every Friday and every weekend I keep you updated on some of the new stuff that be coming out when it comes to albums. This is now the third and final upload for today, so let's get right to it. So, for this video, I'm going to be talking about the new EP by the one and only Earl fucking Sweatshirt, and the EP is called Feet of Clay, all caps, because why the fuck not? So yeah, Earl Sweatshirt. I definitely was not expecting to hear another Earl Sweatshirt album again. Um, given that some rap songs came, 3 years after the "I Don't Go Shit," "I Don't Like Shit," "I Don't Go Outside" album came out. I was like, well, I'm gonna have to wait another fucking 3 years for Earl Sweatshirt to drop some shit. But no, I didn't have to wait another 3 years because this came to me unexpectedly. I did not even think that Earl Sweatshirt was gonna be doing some shit. Um, so let's talk about this album, shall we? Also, can we just like to any Earl Sweatshirt fans out there? Can we just like take a moment and like realize that every like Earl Sweatshirt album has been like getting shorter and shorter by like as like the years go by. Like for example, the first album that he came out with called Doris, like that album is like 44 minutes long, I think. And then after that, the I Don't Like Shit and I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside album, I think that one was like 35 minutes. And then some rap songs that came out last year, that one is like legit like 27 minutes long. And now this new EP by him called Feet of Clay is pretty much like it's like 17 minutes long. Not even 17, it's like 15 minutes long. To be fair, it is an EP. It only has 7 tracks in it, so whatever. But yeah, only 7 tracks on this Earl Sweatshirt album, and to be honest, it's pretty. For it being so short, it's a pretty like dope, like well produced album, and you can tell that he like took like probably hours trying to like fucking like not even hours, but like maybe months of like just trying to like make sure he's doing everything right, and he's like giving up nothing but his best work. And considering the circumstances that he had to go through, I'm pretty like it's pretty impressive that he managed to come out with a pretty impressive EP. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, apparently and like I didn't know about this, but apparently in 2018, like somewhere around in 2018, Earl's dad like had passed away, like suddenly passed away. And apparently, and so like pretty much the whole like duration of like after like those 10 months of his dad passing away was pretty much Earl trying to like trying to not only trying to deal and cope with the fact that his father is gone, but also like trying to do his job, which is like make a bunch of rap songs, and just like trying to keep his music career going. um which personally I find to be kind of like motivational. I always have like huge respect for any artist that attempts and still manages to like do some impressive jobs in their careers, and like their music, considering that they have to go through a lot of pain. Like Lord knows it's not easy to like try and bounce back. And it's no doubt that we lose a lot of motivation whenever like sad shit happens in our lives, especially a loss of a loved one. Like when someone you love like dies, it's like that can really fuck with you. And I can personally vouch for that. I lost a friend 2 years ago. For those of you that heard my first song that I released on YouTube, that song was about a really good friend of mine that passed away 2 years ago. And I am, like it had been a year recently that one of my good friends had passed away from cancer last year. So I'm still dealing with it. And it's not an easy thing to try to cope with. But that's why I have a lot of respect for Earl Sweatshirt and any other artist, and just every other person in general that still manages to like find a way to cope with you know with a death, because I know that shit can be hard. So like I'm really like proud of that Earl Sweatshirt like managed to make a whole EP on pretty much what he's been feeling, and what he was like experiencing after like the first 10 months of his dad passing away. So not only did Earl Sweatshirt find a way to cope with what he does best, which is write songs, make beats, rap over beats and whatnot, but he also did a bit of research, and that research is him, um, just looking more into the history of the phrase "feet of clay," because apparently that phrase is like a really like has like a really like big like and deeper meaning, and is the whole reason for this like album. So pretty much what I got from the whole like feet of clay thing is that we is pretty much like expresses how we're all at some point in our lives stuck in the bottom, stuck at the bottom, with no hope of anything getting better, with no hope of shit like looking up, and pretty much like with that mentality of like we're doomed from the start. We all go through that sometimes. I go through it all the time. Like I definitely had those moments where like I've been feeling like a failure, and feeling like like there is no happy ending for me. um but the feet of clay phrase also says that with a little bit of hard work, a little bit of dedication, and a little bit of will, uh, you know, all of us who are stuck at the bottom will eventually rise up above the fires and be able to be whatever it is in our lives that is making us unhappy, that is preventing us from, being happy, that is preventing us from trying to live successful lives, and that is preventing us from wanting to live the life we always dreamed about doing. And that right there is a pretty powerful statement, because the way I see it, uh, the reason that you're not where you want to be in your life right now, the reason that you're in the the fact that you're like at the bottom right now, and the fact that you feel like shit isn't going your way, that right there should be enough motivation for you to get up and do whatever the fuck it is you want to do with your life, because life is too short, and we all eventually get to a certain age in our lives where we like pretty much um where like it gets too late for us to do what we really wanted to do. So don't live your life with regrets. Don't go at the end of your life and just like look back and say like, wow, I fucked it up. And pretty much Earl Sweatshirt in this one, like he puts all those elements there. Earl Sweatshirt talks about not only does he like reminisce on like the memories that he had with his daddy, and he also like talks about the lessons that his dad like had taught him as a child, and in hopes that he can also like like spread those lessons to anyone that might be listening to the album. I don't think you even have to be a fan or not for to like enjoy this album. you know um you know all the lessons that you hear on this album can be applied to anybody, anybody going through rough times, anybody that feels like they're like losing their way. I just really love how Earl Sweatshirt is like taking what he's learned as a child, and trying to like apply them to anybody, like pretty much trying to teach people something, instead of like just making an album for the fuck of it. That's what I like about it. So not only does Earl Sweatshirt, talk about the life lessons that he's learned from his father, that has made him the person he is right now. But he also like reminisces on his successes so far. You know, Earl Sweatshirt is currently 25 years old, and for those of you guys that don't know, he came a very long way. Like he came a long way from being like the youngest fucking person in Odd Future. I don't think Odd Future is a thing anymore, but back when Odd Future was a thing, Earl Sweatshirt was like shit, I don't even know. I think he was like 16 or something like that when like he was a part of Odd Future. I might be wrong, you know, he was super young, and it's like he came a really long way from being that young, like wacky person from Odd Future, to like being this 25-year-old rapper who still has a really cool and wacky personality, but is also like living his dream, and like pretty much has immatured a lot. Not immature, sorry, has matured a lot. My bad. Um, but yeah, Earl Sweatshirt has definitely matured a lot, and I think this is the first time that I hear Earl Sweatshirt like be a lot more open and vulnerable to us. So he's definitely taken some big steps. I never thought I'd be able to hear an Earl Sweatshirt album like this. But I'm definitely glad I did, because this can like really help somebody out. Anybody that's in a dark place, it can give you the motivation that you know you, you know shit may be looking bad right now, but it's gonna get a lot more better. And don't let whatever life is throwing at you, first of all, like determine who you are, but also like prevent you from doing what it is you want to do. So no matter what, always keep going, and that's pretty much the whole like theme of the album. Yes, you do still have his wacky personality and his like wacky like flow and whatnot. But it is a very good album, and like I said, you also get the open and more like vulnerable side of Earl Sweatshirt. So yeah, I heard a lot of people complain that that like this album is so weird and whatnot, and like that Earl Sweatshirt is like wasting his time by doing all this like weird shit on his albums. Like, guys, isn't Earl Sweatshirt album like he has always been known to do a lot of like weird shit, like it's kind of like anti-rap, like it may be anti-rap and it may be like a sort of like hip-hop style that you're not kind of like uh, used to seeing. But you also got to understand that it is some real shit, and anti-rap is ironically one of the real grains of like real rap that we have left, which is something that Little Dicky said a long time ago. So and I totally agree with that statement right there. So yeah, it may be like an anti-rap kind of album, but it's also some real shit, and that's exactly why Earl Sweatshirt will always be a fucking dope artist. I would say um, my favorite track on the album is probably, I think it's called El Toro Combo Meal or some shit like that. Um, it's with somebody else named Mavi. I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name, Mavi, something like that. But I like the song because both Earl and that dude just go fucking in. Like the moment you hear Earl like just go in and start spitting like it's nothing. Like that's the moment I was like, holy fucking shit! Like this dude can still fucking do it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I really had to say for this album. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed my review. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram down below. As always, DM me for requests. Go ahead and follow Earl Sweatshirt on Instagram down below. Considering if he even has one, I actually do not know if he has any kind of social media. He might not even have it, but if it's down there, then he does, and if it's not down there, then I'm sorry. But either way, Earl Sweatshirt's new EP, Feet of Clay, is out now. Go listen to it if you haven't already. It is only 15 minutes long, so just give it a chance if you have 15 minutes to spare. With that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, click that bell down below, all that good stuff so you don't miss a single upload from me whatsoever. And don't forget to stay happy.
Lost my dog in the staircase, took the highest spot on the podium. Ghost niggas probably smoking to the thought of knowing us. They